Shalom, shalom. It's the brothers of Bak Dazadak from the Great Millstone Montreal camp. Putting my hands to the plow for another day to water Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? And again, I'd like to start off by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Achak Kwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Alright? So again, as the title, I'm going to name this lesson, How Bad Do You Want Salvation? Okay? How bad do you want your crown? Okay? Starts here in Philippians 3 and 8. Yet doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushai, my Lord, Yahushai HaMashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things. Okay, and that's the mindset that you have to have, being willing. Okay, not to say that you come into this truth, you sell your house, you sell your car, you quit your job, okay, you move in the streets, and then you become a full-time prophet. Nah, you are a full-time prophet, but you still have to maneuver in this wicked world, man. Okay, and just to understand, so it's just the mindset of not putting anything above Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the mindset of being willing to sacrifice everything because you know the excellency, you know the value of what the Lord, or in our as humanly possible, we understand the preciousness of obtaining salvation, because we also on the other hand, we understand that this world, through the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we understand that all these things that we're seeing now, the way of life, the pride of this world, it's all going to pass away, man. Okay? And understand that this manner of life, okay, will come to an end. Okay? We understand that it's better to side with the kingdom to come and to fight for eternity, fight for immortality. Okay? It says here, Yahushai, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and I count them but dung, meaning shit. Okay? I counted by shit, but shit. Your college degree, your new house, your new car, your new employment, your business that you just opened. Okay? They count it as shit in the sense that you're willing to walk away from it if it would come in between you and serving the Lord. Not putting these things before your salvation, before serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You count them as shit, okay? And if you're in the right mindset, you're not gonna give up your life for shit, okay? Because that's really what it is. Yahushai, our life is hid in Yahushai, and if you understand that, you should be willing, happily willing, to give up everything for Him, just as He gave up everything for us. Yeah. So it says here, but I count them but dung, that I may win Hamashiach, win salvation, that I may live, okay, and be found in Him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through faith, which is through faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of the Most High by faith. Okay, because again, you're not going to be saved by keeping the law. Keeping the law is an act of faith. Okay, keeping the law means that you believe. It shows that you believe. It's the proof. It's the proof that you believe. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you will be saved. That's not through the law that you'll be saved, because again, because of this wicked flesh, we are all condemned through the law, because of the flesh. You break one, you break all. So we're all sinners. Okay, so like we all sin. Okay, we're all transgressors. Let's say that we're not sinners. Well, because again, sinners, they live in sin. Okay, we don't live in sin, but we transgress. We go off because of the flesh. Okay, it says here that I may know Him. Okay, so again, we're saved through our hope in Yahushua. Okay, in her faith in these words, and our application of this knowledge. Okay, not by you keeping the Sabbath or You know, because again, in this kingdom is not conducive for spirituality, anyways. So, regardless, willingly or unwillingly, you're gonna go off. Okay, and that's why you have to put your faith and your trust in Yahweh Shai. Okay, because otherwise, you can't make it. It's only through one. It's only through one, which is Yahweh Shai. There's only one way, and that is Yahweh Shai. Through Yahweh Shai, we have access to salvation, redemption, and that's why we have to count all things done. Even your own selves, even understanding that you cannot obtain salvation by yourself. You're feeble, we're weak. The flesh is weak. We're being held back by this prison, which is the flesh. We cannot make it. Yahweh Shai is the only one that made it. And through him, we have access to it. So don't lose hope and trust in him. Don't trust in yourself. Trust in him, in Yahweh Shai. Verse 9, so like verse 10, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection, okay, and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death. See? So we're going through the sufferings of Yahweh Shai so that we can live and be brought back as Yahweh Shai, as the Father did unto Yahweh Shai. Because again, the Lord Yahweh Shai has power, all power is given unto Yahweh Shai, and he can, just as he was risen from the dead, okay, he now also has the power to raise us up from the dead. So those that sleep in Yahweh Shai, they don't die, they're not dead. Okay, you see, that's why many times when Yahweh Shai, when people came to Yahweh Shai and told the people that people died, he said, nah, they're sleeping. Okay, they're not dead, they're sleeping. Because in Yahweh Shai, there is no death. Okay, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the power of the living. Okay, you see? So having that understanding, we shouldn't even have the fear. We shouldn't even fear death. Because it's really, what did Paul say? To die is gain. Okay, but to live is Hamashiach. To die is gain because he's going to be in the spirit realm, he's going to be at peace. But to live means that Hamashiach, meaning that you're living, your life now belongs to the Lord, and you're on this earth to do his will, just as Yahweh Shai was on this earth to do the will of the Father. Okay, so that says here, verse 11, if by any means I might attain unto a resurrection of the dead, not as though I had already attained, because again, salvation is not guaranteed until you get beamed up, or until the Lord calls you up, okay, takes your soul, okay. That's the only time, you know, if you're sleeping in Yahweh Shai, meaning that you passed away in this truth, you were in this truth, doing the work, being a faithful servant, or you're in the truth at the return of Yahweh Shai, and then you get beamed up at his arrival. You get transitioned into the celestial vehicles. Okay, it says here, not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that which is also, like for which also I am apprehended of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. So it's not on our head. We're not moving on this earth. Now we're in the truth. It's been 5 years, 10 years, 20 years we're in this truth. Okay? And now we're still, and now we're in moving with pride, thinking that our salvation is already assured because of all the body of work that we've done. No. Okay? You're only as good as the last work you've done. Okay? You see, what have you done? The Lord has a what have you done for me lately mentality. Okay? So and that's why Yahweh Shai was persistent and diligent with serving the Lord daily. He was daily teaching. Even on the Sabbath he was teaching. Okay? Healing. Okay? Doing the work. Okay? Yahweh Shai didn't take a day off, man. Okay? You see? And it says here, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. So the old man, okay, your vices, okay, your expectations, your ambitions, okay, all these things are the things that are behind. Okay, so like All these things are things that are behind. Okay? You see? We're reaching for the things that are before. As it says in Colossians, if you're risen up with Yahushua, seek those things which are above. Okay? Seek those things which are above where Yahushua sitteth. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want. Okay? And see, that's what we're hoping for, man. To be sitting with Yahushua in heavenly places, man. Okay? We want authority. We want power over these nations, man. We want life. Okay? And it's all through Yahushua that we can attain these things. Okay? It says here, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Yahushua HaMashiach. So again, it's all in Yahushua. Yahushua is the vine. If you do not abide in the vine, you're cast out and burned in the fire. Okay, you're destroyed. Okay, you see, if you cannot do nothing but if you remain in Yahushua. That's the only way, man, that you're gonna be conducive unto life, that you're gonna be profitable. You have to be attached unto Yahushua. Okay, let us therefore as many be perfect. So like let us therefore as many as be perfect be thus minded. Okay, to be focused, to have your mind geared towards the heavens, towards fulfilling the will of the Lord, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, being a faithful servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, even unto death, even unto the end. Okay? And if anything ye be otherwise minded, the Most High shall reveal even this unto you. Okay? So fast, pray. If anything, if you're lacking anything, you feel like you're not tapping into the Spirit, pray unto the Lord. Ask brothers to pray for you. Do not forsake the assembly of the brothers. Okay, because there's power in prayer. Okay, and we and there's power in prayer, man. We get together, we pray for one another, we fast for one another. Okay, same thing for sisters, the sisterhood. It's important that we show each other love. Okay, because again, that's what Yahushua came to show us. Okay, that's all a part of being citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Okay, loving the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul. Okay, and treating your neighbor as yourself. Okay, and that's another way. Okay, of seeking the kingdom, by doing these things, by implementing those two rules. Because if you do these things, okay, you do not you're close to the kingdom already. Okay, so that's why, again, how badly do you want this? Okay, how badly do you want salvation? How badly do you want your crown? Okay, this was a quick read. Okay, by doing these things, by seeking the kingdom, by putting Yahushua first. Okay, that's how you're gonna put all the chips in your corner. Okay, so that you may attain. Okay, because again, as much as you put in, that's as much as you're gonna get out. Okay, so you can't be surprised. Okay, so it's your time. It's your time allotted. Okay, you see, what you do with your time is up to you. But we're getting closer and closer and closer to the end. So this is, if you haven't been taking this truth seriously, it's about time that you do, man. Unless you get left behind. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give our honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achah Kodash. Until next lesson. So, Rakta.